All right, installing the window regulator motor goes in like this. All right, but you have these things come installed here with held in place with plastic tie. So placing one hand in the back to hold this in place shouldn't be an issue, but just hold it in place, cut this clip, this plastic tie, take it out. See, this wouldn't move far out of the way, all right? And then you would take your motor. I've already put a little bearing grease around the gear there, and place it in place. All right, you would know when it's lined up because this motor will get flush with the plate that it screws onto with a panel. Once that is in place, you go on the back side, of this. All right, you will know it's in place also because right here, see, these are sticking up, and the center part of that gear, you will see through the center hole here, and then you can replace your 3 screws. Insert your 3 screws, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's put these 3 screws in. Get this lined up. Having a little problem lining them up because the cable is pulling on them. So either you get somebody to help you, or you can do what I did, just use one finger to move this around until you get one screw in. Then you should be able to get the other 2 started. Okay, those started. I can run them up. I have to get the torque. There we go. Again, this is the T25. Okay, doesn't require too much force because you're only going through plastic. If you want to use a torque wrench, which I won't bother with something like this, I will guess maybe 5 foot-pound, something of that nature, if that. All right, with that installed, that's the front side of it. Good to go. Flip it up and start feeding your wires and through that. I'm going to back up a little bit and show you. Okay, before we do that, remember those two plastic pins that were pushed into the door. Make sure you retrieve them. You don't want to put this on and then start looking for those pieces. Okay, this panel regulator was being replaced because the motor was working, but the window was not going up and down. What happened? We have two of these, right? That hole that locks onto the glass, and they had this piece right here had broken loose. This is what is attached to the cable itself that moved this up and down, in turn moved the window up and down. This had broken loose, which would be like breaking loose from this side here. Okay, this is for this side, and this is for this side. With these loose, the glass wouldn't move. But when you remove the panel, these might still be locked onto the glass. So you have to remove them by simply loosening up on the 10 millimeter screw, one on each. And then you can take that off. Now before putting this in, you want to loosen them up. So this will open up because this is in effect a clamp that holds onto the glass. Now you won't loosen it from the back side, right? You loosen it from the inside here where the holes are. That's why you have this hole and this hole, so you can get up through them and loosen this up. And similarly, once you get it in place, you can tighten up on those, okay? Loosen them up. Don't take the screw all the way out. And then once we get it in place, we'll just drop the glass down into that clamp. I'm using a flathead screwdriver to open up the clamp after I've loosened it. Now this one is kind of sticky. I have rubber on it that sticks together sometimes, so you have to loosen them, spread them out a little bit, and when you put it in place and drop the glass in there, then you can begin to tighten. Now, remember this piece here. Okay, we have to snap them through these holes. That can be kind of problematic. Feed this in the back behind this rail and then through this hole. Okay, let me show you why I had problem detaching this from the door handle, the door lock piece on the inside. Apparently this here has a little plastic sleeve, right? And that sleeve is supposed to come off when you pull this back and unlock it. It's part of this right here. But that piece was broken off and caught up in the little channel that you supposed to slide this up when you hook up the cable. So we're going to feed this through here, drop this over here, get this in. basically the reverse of how you took it out. Make sure your harness now go in. The one that hooks up to your door lock goes in place. Plug it up. Actually, you plug it up first before you go ahead and put this, hook up this part. Plugging up will be a lot easier, hopefully, than taking it off. Just feel for it. Push the plug is in and locked up. You can feel this, feed this grommet through the hole. Place this up. And into this hole here. At the same time, feed this grommet up. Push it all the way up through the hole. Okay, like so. I'm going to drop that in there to hold it in place. With these in place now, bring this grommet up into this hole. Okay. Next, we're going to worry about this right here, locking that with those two plastic pins into position. That is a little tricky sometimes. So I'm going to feed them in and lock them in, and I will tell you how it was done. Now with your, I have put all 10 millimeters screws in place. I have not tightened them yet. You can tighten them if you wish at this point. But I like to make sure everything is in place and assembled right before tightening down these screws. Okay, now I'm going to use my finger and a little tiny screwdriver to align this piece right here. Sometimes they pop in easily. At least you can get the closest one to pop in easily, and then you have to work with the other one in the back. It's not working for me, so I'm going to try and use something like this in the back. Pull on that. There you go. One is through. Now the problem one is this one, the next one, because it's hard to reach it. Okay, I'm going to try something with a little screwdriver, see if I can get in behind it and kind of like taper the end of it. That will make it easier. If I should have done this before the panel, putting the panel on. Just squeeze the end of it together, and then it will pop through the hole much easier, more easily. Okay, I have work on tapering this one here So let's see what happens. This one pops in. Still not working with my finger. Let's try a tool back there. It's coming, but slowly. Okay, almost through. There you go. Now, actually, the third one I was speaking of is the piece that holds this wire in place. It's not part of this mechanism. So we can try and find that and snap that in place. There you go. All right, with that in place, now I can put the plastic pins in. One in there. Let me round this hole off a little bit better. Still haven't come through all the way. So I'm going to continue working with this and try and pry it forward. Okay, still having a little problem with that. I might have to get a tool that I can put in that hole and then pull the whole thing through. Something with a hook on the end, something similar to this, if I can feed this in. This is a little bit big. I'm going to try making a special tool to go in that hole and pull it. Maybe a piece of hanger wire or a stiff enough wire will do the job. Okay, with my little specially made tool, a big hook on one end and a little teeny one on the other end, I can insert it through that hole and pull on this and work it around, make sure this is all the way out through the hole. Okay, I already inserted this one simply by using a tool like this, a needle nose like that, putting it up in here, placing the pin on there and squeezing it. If you don't have one of these, just put, I guess, your finger or a piece of metal, then a screwdriver. It won't work with a straight screwdriver, but get a piece of metal and bend it, put it behind there to support the back of it, pull it to you, put the pin in, and tap the pin into place. I'm going to insert this pin also, and then we'll pop this on. All right, this in place right here, same type of action. Okay, we have this done. All right, now we can go ahead and with that in place, we can pop these in. all the way along wherever we took them out of. Just snap them back in place. Put in plug for the wiper motor assembly. Once you start, you push it in, put a little pressure on it in that direction, and then push. This here is the piece you're working with. See, that moves in and out. All right? Once it's lined up, right, when you push on this, it draws the whole thing into place and locks it. It's locked in. Okay, at this point, all right, you can go ahead and drop your glass down by removing the tape from up top that's holding the glass in place, removing this tape here, and holding the glass like so, and lowering it. Make sure it stays in the channel. In the channel here and this end. Okay, the glass is, I believe, is down in there. Can't really tell yet. Yes, I can feel it. It's down in that group, in the clamp. Just leave it in there for the moment. We're gonna lower the window a little bit once I hook up all the mechanism. In fact, I can plug this in right now, all right, and try and move the window. Turn the ignition on. Since the window gonna go down, I'm gonna move it down. I wanna keep my pressure, my hand on it. Okay. Now we're gonna inch it up. Make sure it stays in that channel. Okay, just enough to make sure it's in the clamp. Okay, I can see the clamp right here. Okay, it's in there, but not all the way down. Inch it up. You can loosen up on your screws some more and make sure that glass drops all the way down into that clamp. Okay, now both screws are exposed. Make sure you don't take these screws out by loosening them too much. Press on the glass. Glass is dropping down. Okay, the glass is all the way down in the clamp. Now I can tighten up on these screws. Make sure everything is even. Glass is down in this groove here and here. Tighten these out. All right. Go ahead and move it up. All the way up. All the way down. All right. Glass looks good. Finish connecting these up. Put the door panel on. And then you shall be good to go after that. Door panel is a snap. Just do the reverse of what we did when we were taking it off. Alright, we got to put the speaker in with the 3 screws. Originally, these speakers are held in with rivets. Alright, this panel was replaced once before, and somebody put some self-tapping 10mm screws in them. You can re-rivet them, but you have to, the old rivet you have to drill out. Alright? And once you do all of this and assemble the door panel, you should be done with this job. Okay, I have plugged in this wire here, right over here, that goes up to the low light, the indicator that lets you know your alarm is on. I've also plugged in down bottom the plugs for your trunk and your gas lid. This one here is for your lock and window mechanism. So make sure you feed that through the hole here when you're putting this panel on. Okay, now I'm gonna next hook up this here for your door lock to open your door from the inside. Normally, this piece right here with this little plastic end that broke off, it will be all part of this unit. You need to put this hook in this way into the catch, not upside down, this way down. Alright? And in doing that, I don't know, I'm going to try and show you this the best way I can. You pull on the handle, you feed this hook down in the hole, release the handle, pull back on this plastic piece here like this, insert that in the groove. There's a little slot right here on that housing. Insert that, the cable itself into that slot. Once it is in there, still having a little problem because of that broken piece. Normally you won't have that problem. When it is in there, release it and slide it forward and it will lock into place. Okay? Then you have to hook up this wire here back in place for your mirror. Once these things are in place, feed this door lock button here into its hole. I don't know why I'm having a little problem there. There you go. Feed that into this hole. Make sure it stays in that hole and guide the panel over the lip. There's a lip right there, you have to lock it in. Okay, once it's in there, hit it down, make sure it's all in place. Make sure you retrieve that wire, the plug for the master switch. Bring it up through this side of it. All right? Should be able to snap this all in place now. Just a quick. Plug this up. Okay, before you do anything else, you have to tighten the 3 screws here. Now, one of these screws fell out when I was taking the handle off, taking all this panel off. I have to find it and put it back in place. Once that's done, snap this in place. Take this piece, first thing you remove, make sure you line the holes up. When the hole lines up, just squeeze it, and it's in place. Alright? Then you go ahead, turn your ignition on. Make sure your gas lid works, trunk works, door locks work, window up, down, all of them. Make sure they all work before you call yourself finished.